aka the Player Hating Degree Podcast. It's your boy Teddy.
I'm your co-host Marcus.
Today we're going to be doing our NFL episode for 2023-2024. Marcus, anything surprising in your first 2 weeks of football this year?
Well, the most important thing is why we did not do the preview before the season started is because injuries always end up happening, like Aaron Rodgers going down in the first quarter.
Yeah, and I had no locks. It was such a random season with free agency. I had no locks. I'm not gonna lie. I had no future bets at the moment. I think I had one. It was Justin Herbert to get 5,000 yards, but it was the only thing I had. I didn't have anything locked up for MVP, Super Bowl, Rookie of the Year on offense or defense. DeMar Hamlin might win Comeback Player of the Year by default for political reasons.
It's just one of those. Well,
it's like a tax
you
write-off.
almost died and you came back.
Yeah, it's like a tax write-off. You know, for all those CTE concussion, rest in peace to those guys. It's like they're trying to get one back on the scoreboard.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. It's a political world we live in.
Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, when you said he got hurt on four plays? Like the first drive he got hurt. Is he gonna ever come back to play football? I mean, he said he'd come back for the playoffs, but let's be realistic now.
Well, they would actually have to make the playoffs. So that's one thing.
So anything could happen in the New York Minute.
But the thing is, it's like one of those, he's just probably trying to stay positive.
I mean, 39 years old off rehab. I mean,
I think he played his last game.
You don't think he's ever coming back? Like, it's a done deal for him?
Just because, like what you just said, the man's 39 years old, and look at what injury you had.
Yeah, no, remember Alex Smith when his knee
Didn't
literally
he almost
decapitated, like his knee decapitated or something.
Yeah,
his leg decapitated, I think, or something like that.
I swear it was supposed to be like amputated.
Yeah, that's what I mean by it was like decapitated. It took like 3 years for him to come back, though. I mean, yeah, it was a full 3 years, right? He got hurt the year and he was out for 2.
And that was in his late 20s. This man's 39.
Yeah, but it's an Achilles. With all the technology, the
but
resources.
You're 39 though.
I know. I'm just saying. Do you think he will? You're saying it's a done deal. He's never going to take another snap.
No, he might. But what team's gonna risk that?
Well, he's on contract for another year on the Jets.
Yeah,
next
but
season.
you know that NFL contracts aren't guaranteed.
I think he took a pay cut, so some of it might be guaranteed.
No, I'm talking to get all your money. Period.
I don't know. He took a pay cut.
This ain't the NBA.
No, but he took a pay cut. Like when he went to the Jets, like he restructured his deal. So it
from that part, then yeah, like I get your point, but it's like, nah.
I don't know. I think he might come back.
Unless they like release him and re-sign him or something on like a smaller deal.
Yeah, they restructure your deal again. Like you would have to restructure. I think he's gonna come back. I'd say not in the start of next season, but I would say towards like American Thanksgiving.
That's a possibility.
I would see that trajectory.
Like, I hope he can come back. Like, I don't want to wish injuries upon nobody. It's just one of those, it's just where you are in your career. Like, I know people would love to go out on your own terms, but the NFL stands for not for long for a reason.
Yes. Running backs know that very well. Not for long.
Just is what it is. Like, there's nothing you can do about it.
Do you believe in the curse of the Jets?
Yes and no.
Vinny Testaverde, Chad Pennington, Mark Sanchez is not injured; he just had a butt fumble. But Aaron Rodgers. I'm just saying, is it a? I'm not a superstitious person, so I'm gonna say no. But like,
nah,
there's no such thing as the curse of the Jets.
No, I don't believe in that. That's just one of those freak injuries happen. Like, if you really want to talk about curses, that's the Clippers in basketball.
Yeah, Clippers 100%. All right, moving on now. What's your biggest surprise so far within the first couple weeks of the NFL?
Well, biggest surprise as nothing that like completely stand out. Like, there's only 2 teams that are left that are have a chance to be undefeated. So like literally 30 teams have all lost a game or tied or whatever.
I think there's more than just 2 teams.
No, man, it's 2 teams.
No way.
Go look it up.
I am looking it up. There's more than. I swear, there's more. There's 2 teams in one division. There's more than 2 teams. You got
that are undefeated.
Yeah, you got the Dolphins.
There's only 2 left.
You got two in one division, three actually if you count
Oh, when I
Washington.
looked it up, I ended up looking at the AFC. My bad.
Yeah, so you have the Dolphins still undefeated. You know, two of they're just like they're
My
they're just
bad.
throwing
So when I looked at the standings,
they're just throwing the ball left,
I
right,
didn't
and center.
switch the thing over on my app.
And then you got the Ravens that are still currently undefeated. You got the Cowboys, the Eagles, and Washington. Shockingly, Washington is undefeated. Good for them.
Okay, so we got
And then you
14.
and then you got everybody in the NFC South except Carolina. And then you got the 49ers that are undefeated as well.
Speaking of Carolina, you think they'll ever give Cam a chance again?
Wait, Cam Newton's playing football again? Time out. He's done, man. He's done. I mean, he had a good career, but when you take all those hits, it is what it is. He's done. Yeah, he's no way he's coming back. Don't forget.
What about Kaepernick?
Yo, Kaepernick played like 10 years. How is he coming back? Do they even have him in Madden mode?
No, I don't think he's in this year's game. He was in last year.
No, I mean like if you have the throwback players, like when you do like those
no, because I don't think he's
Ultimate
part of the
Team
Players
Challenge.
Association.
Oh yeah, you burned that bridge down.
Yeah, so it's like one of those like the Barry Bonds thing back in like MLB The Show.
Yeah, they had him as like a fake name, but you know his stats were him.
Shout outs to Reggie Stalker.
Yeah.
If you know who that is, you know.
Yeah.
That would look just like him, built like him.
So I'm gonna say for me, the biggest surprise so far would be the injuries for like the superstars or the so-called superstars right now. I mean, especially Aaron Rodgers obviously steals the headlines. But I'll go with the running backs as well. The way Nick Chubb took his injury on Monday night with his knee. Same knee he injured in college for the second time.
Yeah, I saw that meme
on
IG the other day.
Yeah,
and
he bent backwards, right? His knee went backwards.
Yo, it went literally the same way.
Did like a 360.
I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, and then
Man, that was bad.
and then Saquon Barkley getting another injury again, so he's out for at least a month.
Poor guys.
I mean, that's 80% of the Jets' offense right there down the drain.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so I'd say the injuries would be the big surprise. Dobbins on the Ravens, the running back, tore his Achilles as well. He's out for the year.
No, Achilles injury is called. You're done for a year, no matter what you do. Like it's just is what it is. Cause you can't even rehab it, cause it just has to heal.
I'd say the biggest surprise team for me is the dominance of the Cowboys. Honestly, I did not see the Cowboys coming up the gate dominating right off the bat. They look good. I know they only play New York teams at the. I know they only play New York teams at the moment, and they have.
I know that they had that blow up, but
yeah, they only play New York teams. I mean, they look good. I mean, think about it. What is their weakest point of emphasis on their team? What is their Achilles heel? We talked a lot about Achilles today.
The playoffs.
No. Like
that is their Achilles heel. When them lights get extra bright.
Yes.
Once we get past Christmas and into January.
Okay.
That's their Achilles heel.
Okay.
January.
All right. But like right now, as in like the gameplay.
Like I said, January.
Okay, you're talking about the season. You're talking about like climate. All right, fair enough. Our pressure.
So now when we have our future episode.
Yeah, for the playoffs.
After the new year.
Yeah, for the playoffs. Okay.
Then my point will still be the same. I don't give a
So you see them making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they'll still find a way to lose like they always do. Just like the Leafs. Like I ended up saying on our nice short clip. The Cowboys are the Leafs.
Hey, at least won a playoffs series this season.
Previous.
Yeah, I mean, good for them. But
they
look dominant, man. I'm not gonna lie. The Cowboys look dominant right now.
Too.
No, the
Leafs
Leafs
don't have a nice squad.
Everyone knew the Leafs' problem was goaltending. At least the Cowboys, it's like their problem. Their weakest point would be what? Their quarterback. Their quarterback overcome adversity?
Dak catches some more flack than he needs to. Like, even though I am being a hater right now, it's like the man still has decent career numbers. It's just one of those. You play for the Cowboys, so everything is more scrutinized on what you do.
I think if he just does game management, they can literally be top contenders with the Eagles and the 49ers. I think that's 1, 2, and 3 in the NFC for this year. It's going to be the Cowboys, Eagles, and Niners. 1, 2, and 3. You pick your order. You pick your order.
With that, but Cowboys still gonna lose.
Like I said, they're the biggest surprise for me when it comes to dominance at the moment. The biggest shock I would say is Washington, even though they played like two average teams or below average teams.
The Commanders.
Yeah, I don't even know their quarterback's name. That's how much of a shock they are. It's like I know I dead ass don't even know his name. I couldn't. I watched Red Zone all the past couple of weeks. I can't remember his name at all. But yeah, Washington would be my surprise team. The team that's I'm disappointed in it at the moment right now would be the Vikings and the Chargers if they have a game coming up. So someone's gonna be 0-3 and someone's gonna get canned.
So what about Denver though?
They still don't have defense. They probably have the worst defense in football. I wouldn't even blame Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's actually putting up numbers. Did you see his Hail Mary at the end against
Yeah.
Washington, and then they didn't go. Then they couldn't get the 2-point conversion. Yeah, I mean Russell Wilson's actually. I wouldn't say living up to expectations, but I wouldn't put the blame on him. It's their defense. Their defense couldn't stop a cold in November. Like they're bad. I mean, they're almost as bad as Arizona on defense, who blew like a 30-point lead to the Giants or 20-point lead to the Giants. Like that is
That game
unforgivable.
was disgraceful.
And Barkley got hurt. That is unforgivable.
That is true.
And the Bears probably they're probably like the worst three defenses in football. The Bears, Arizona, and the Broncos. Yeah, and I'll put Minnesota up there too because how do you let the Eagles run 200 yards on you guys? That is crazy. And Kirk Cousins didn't throw a pick, and you still lost the game.
Well, things be like that sometimes.
Yeah, so those are my takeaways at the moment so far. I mean, yeah, those are my surprisers. The Chiefs, I mean, they're 1-1. I saw them losing to the Lions coming up for the opening game. I mean, no Jones, no Kelsey. Sorry, I mean, yeah, but they did bounce back on Mahomes' birthday. That was a grind game. That was a grind out game. Jacksonville's no sleeper. You can't sleep on Jacksonville. They came back 28-0 in the playoffs at halftime.
Shout out to Trevor Lawrence.
Speaking of Mahomes, when I said he'd come back on his birthday, do you think he's going to win the MVP? Do you have an early MVP front runner?
Yo, well, remember, the MVP is still like a popularity contest at the end of the day.
Okay.
So, as long as Mahomes has a good year, he can win it again.
I see Tua as the front runner right now, but everybody knows Tua's problem is going to be availability, durability. Like, will he be there? Does he have enough games under his belt? I mean,
What?
He's living up to. Well, Kawhi's a two-time champion. Tua Below is a two-time champion in college football. Wait, hey, he got the cheetah and Tyreek Hill, and he has Waddle. They're looking good on offense right now. Like those guys are like air raid 2.0. I mean, they look good. Miami's looking good right now, and especially when Jalen Ramsey comes back, they're gonna be a problem.
When is he scheduled to come back?
I think in mid-October or early November.
Oh, so soon.
And they have Xavier Howard as well, so they're gonna like Miami's gonna be a good team they're already a good team. I'm saying they're gonna get better when Ramsey comes back. Yeah.
Well, we'll see what
But
happens.
like I said, for MVP frontrunner, I would have to give it to Tua at the moment. But it's like you said, a popularity contest. It's about like who has the most clout, who's doing numbers, who's available. Availability is what really comes down to.
Yeah, and completing the season.
Yeah.
Remember, the NFL is a short season, 17 games.
Yes, and you said
it's not like in the NBA when you can miss 20 games.
Still won the MVP. Shout out to Joel Embiid.
Right.
Speaking of Russell Wilson earlier, what's good with Russ? I mean, they're 0-2 again. I said it's not his fault. I'm blaming it on the defense. What about you?
I think it's a mixture of both, but when you're the franchise player and they catch the blame no matter what happens, and especially the money that they ended up giving you, probably blame some crap on Sierra.
Hey, Sierra could teach him a 1-2 step drop. Don't do that. Don't do CC like that right now. Come on now.
But you know how the internet be, so that's just how certain things end up going.
Well, they have bad luck because they're going up against the Dolphins for their next game. That's a write-off. I'm just gonna be out there and
That's
say
a scheduled loss.
That's a 1:00 game. Miami's favored by a touchdown. They're probably gonna cover. I would take the Dolphins to cover a touchdown, not just on the money line.
I gotta agree with that. There's no disagreement with that.
So I'm gonna ask this right now because we were talking about undefeated teams. Who do you think will be the longest team to go undefeated? With the Niners, the Ravens, the Dolphins.
No one's gonna beat the 72 Dolphins record, so that's not happening.
Okay,
and then no special teams.
Do you have any? I'll name all the teams that right now. So it's the Niners, the Ravens, Dolphins, Washington, Falcons, Saints. You know, you're repping the Saints right now. Hold on, Cowboys, Eagles, Buccaneers. Well, Eagles and Buccaneers play, so something's got to give that day.
The team that I'm going to pick that's going to stay undefeated the longest.
Yes.
I'm going with the Eagles.
Whoa. Okay. I represent the Eagles. I like them. That's my team. Shout out Mike Vick. But I'm going to have to go with their arch nemesis. I mentioned them earlier. The Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are going to...
both them Cowboys.
I think the Cowboys are going to do some numbers this year, man. I could see them going 15-2 or like 14-3. Yeah.
I can see 13-4 or 12-5.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I think we'll go like
they gonna make the playoffs. As much as I hate on the Cowboys, it's just one of those. I just don't trust them in January. That's all.
Yes.
Through December, they fine.
And who do you think is the team that has potential to go 0-16? So that would be between New England, Cincinnati, Houston, Denver Broncos, Chargers,
Houston,
Chicago Bears, Minnesota Vikings, Carolina, and Arizona.
Houston, and I'd go with Arizona.
Between those two to go 0-16.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still don't think either of them to go 0-16. Like, you have to really suck to do that.
Yeah, you got to be what, the 08 Lions or was it the 07 Lions?
One of them years.
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard to go 0-16.
Could you imagine if New England went 0-16 with Belichick? Would that be a stain on his resume? I don't think it's gonna happen. Like, I give that maybe a 5% chance. But could you imagine if the Patriots go 0-16?
Yeah, honestly, what I would just do if I'm Belichick, I just say, yo, I'm old. Like, leave me alone, bro. Like, I won 6 Super Bowls. Like, hop off.
I think that would be like I don't want to say it's karma, but that would be like the world going upside down in like 3 years of football. No, I don't think it's gonna happen at all. I'm just saying, could you imagine though, like theoretically?
But that'd be like, for example, with like the whole Popovich thing in basketball of you had like what 17 years of 50-win seasons.
At least he got Wemby.
Oh yeah, because you sucked to get him.
Yeah,
and you tanked the whole season.
Started his coaching career by his team not being good, and he got Tim Duncan.
Yeah, because at that time they just did the whole thing of, you know what, David, just sit down.
So you're telling me the Spurs were tanking since '96?
Yep. But they were just really good at it.
Oh,
and
Marcus.
Philadelphia did not. But this is a football topics episode. We'll talk more about basketball at another time.
So, Marcus, you said it was between Arizona and Houston. I'm going to go with Arizona as being the team that's going to go 0-16 if anyone's going to do it. Only one reason being, Houston's in a really trash division, and they could probably steal a game from the Colts. Someone like that. Tennessee, if Tannehill throws like 5 picks in one game and forgets to hand the ball off to Derrick Henry, Houston could steal a game that way.
Or Derrick Henry just doesn't play that day.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like Tannehill forgets to hand the ball off and thinks he's Drew Brees from like 09. Yeah, that's one way Houston could. That's one way Houston could win. But then again, they're like the masters of tanking, and I think Arizona's in a tough division. Like they got to go up against the 49ers twice, so that's a write off as 2 losses guaranteed. They got to go up against the Rams, who could probably sweep them, and then they got to go up against Seattle with Geno Smith, who could probably sweep them as well. So, and Kyler Murray, I don't think is coming back this year, and they just got their quarterback literally like a month ago. He didn't. I don't even think he even played in training preseason. They really signed him off the street and said, "Here you go. Week 1 is around the corner. Learn the playbook. Good luck, buddy."
Poor guy.
Well, they almost won 2 games so far. I mean, they choked it in Washington, and then they blew a 28-point lead or 20-point lead against the Giants.
God. Yeah, that's up there.
So that's who I would have as the teams that's gonna go 0-2 or stay undefeated for as long as they can. Speaking of an 0-2 team, Cincinnati. What's up with Joe Burrow, Joe Shiesty, or is he Joe Shitty now? What's going on? I think it's injury. If I were to have a say on it.
You think he's still hurt?
100%. I think he's still hurt. They should not force him out there.
But I think that is one of those. They can turn it around. It's not like their team is completely trash. Just had a 1-2 loss. You like those teams that they started the season 0-2, but they're 9-1 in their last 10 games.
Okay.
that can happen. But we'll see what happens, man.
Any games so far that excited you so far? Did you see any like games that were like down to the wire, or besides the overtime games with Seattle, Detroit, or the Chargers and Tennessee?
Crap, that wasn't to be my answer. The Seattle game.
The Seattle game, you did the Seattle. That was a good game. I mean, they were.
No, that was my answer. Then you're like, besides, I'm like,
No, I mean those. That was probably the most exciting game so far. Next to the Jets comeback, comeback in Week 1, in overtime, when Aaron Rodgers went down, and then they had the punt return.
Man, that was just off of adrenaline.
They won the battle, but lost the war.
Yeah.
I'd say that'd be the most exciting game for me so far, that Week 1, just because of the emotion of the game.
That's what I said. Off of adrenaline, that's what they want.
Yeah, that was for me. That's the most exciting game so far when they came back at home down. They were down 10 points, I believe, and Josh Allen just gave the game away. He like chauffeured the game to the Jets. Said, you lost a quarterback. We'll give you this stuff, but when you come to Buffalo, we're gonna
crush you.
Yeah, Zach Wilson. Good luck.
So we'll see what happens with that one.
Maybe Zach Wilson could get some advice from his girlfriend's mom. Is he still dating? Is he still with her?
Oh
no, was that too soon? You know, I could have helped myself on that one.
I know. That's why my head.
It is his girlfriend's mom, right? It's not his friend's mom. Is that the scandal? He cheated on his girlfriend for her mom.
Yeah.
Oh damn, the MILF Slayer Zach Wilson, shout him out.
Yo, but you see what she looked like? She was bad.
I have not seen what she looks like. I don't know.
Just Google it.
I don't know. So, do you have any Super Bowl Do you have a Super Bowl prediction? Who's gonna win? I can read you the odds right now. So KC is 6.5, one favorite, followed by the Niners, who share those same odds. And then the Cowboys and the Eagles are 7.5 to 1.
I'm going with the Niners.
And then the Bills are 10 to 1. You're going with the Niners? Brock Purdy, 6th round quarterback. Was he 6th or 7th round? I don't know how many rounds are in the draft.
I was past 3, so.
Well, they said he was the last pick. They called him Mr. Irrelevant.
Oh, so he like that IT pick.
No, IT was 59.
So close enough to 60.
Yeah.
No, just loud, bro.
Yeah, so Brock Purdy is going to be from Mr. Irrelevant to Super Bowl winner.
Yep.
Okay, the 9. Yeah, that's 7. That's 6.5 to 1. Yeah, so plus 650 for the 49ers. I would take the Cowboys flyer 7 plus 750 right now.
Man, right here.
I'm not even a Cowboys fan. I'm an Eagles fan. I just think
no.
They're as Stephen A says, they're the accident waiting to happen. Is that what you're going with right now? You're watching too much First Take, man. What reaction would you like to see more if hypothetically, I'm gonna just use air quotes, hypothetically, the Cowboys wouldn't win the Super Bowl? Would you like to see Skip and Michael Irving explode, or Stephen A's misery?
I'd love to see Skip happy. I'd be happy for him.
Happy for Skip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know, Stephen ain't gonna be miserable.
Stephen A's gonna be using sick days left. I'm just calling right now. He's gonna be using sick days. You know that guy that doesn't come to work for like 2 weeks, and everyone knows why. And I think he's gonna have to use some sick days.
He'll never live that down. Remember when they lose it, he had to come wear the cowboy hat, had to wear the jersey.
Yeah, but that was a regular season game. If they were to start making noise in the playoffs, that would be crucial.
No, I'm not gonna hear the end of it because I have a couple other homies.
Yeah, Cowboy fans are annoying. I'm not gonna lie.
I love teasing Cowboy fans. It's just fun.
Yeah. I think they could do it though. Honestly,
it's like Lee fans.
I think them cutting Ezekiel.
Lee fans and Cowboy fans are my most fun people to tease.
No, Leaf fans are just miserable for so long. I would even no. I actually want to see the Leafs do well, but
I do too. But it's still fun mocking them.
I would like to see
because they're so delusional.
Because it's in Vegas this year, the Super Bowl. I would like to see a rematch of the Bills and Cowboys.
That'd be cool.
I would like to see that. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't think it will happen, but I would love to see that. And I'd like to see Detroit make the playoffs and win a game. Just win one game.
Just win one for Jalen Rose, man.
Not even Jalen Rose. Just one for your city. I mean, you guys been in existence for almost 100 years. Only have one playoff win.
Yeah.
Just win one more game. Barry Sanders only got you guys one. I mean, you got a statue outside Ford Field now for him. So
But it's like that. You haven't won a playoff game since he's played.
Yeah,
This
no, that's
tournament
30.
hasn't ran it down in like what 25 years now.
That was 91, I think. When was that? 91 or 90 when they won that game?
Yo,
But
we weren't
either way,
even.
it was. I wasn't
Well,
alive.
regardless, we weren't alive.
Yeah, it's been 30 plus. It's 30 plus years at this point. And do you have we talked about this earlier for an MVP. You said it was a popularity contest. I'll read you the odds right now. So it's Tua's favorite at 5.5 to 1, and then Mahomes and Josh Allen are 7 to 1. Jalen Hurts 9 to 1, and then Lamar Jackson undefeated Ravens at 14 to 1, with Trevor Lawrence and Dak Prescott as well at 14 to 1.
Still
And if
going
you
with
want
Mahomes.
Mr. Relevant, Brock Purdy, that's 20 to 1.
Still going with Mahomes.
You're still going with Mahomes. You're still going
Yeah.
with the fanboy favorite.
Yep.
Some people say he's the greatest quarterback of all time already, talent wise.
He nice, but no.
No. I'll give him that title when he does a behind the back throw and someone catches it and they take it to the house.
Like he's on the path of doing it.
You think he'll ever actually attempt that behind? You know what I'm talking about, like a behind the back throw.
Yeah, but that's still not gonna make you the greatest. This is one of those, yeah. Like Tom Brady ruined that for you.
No, I'm just saying like talent overall, based off talent, not accolades. Like just pure raw skill,
Oh
raw
no,
talent.
he definitely coming.
Okay.
He's just not there yet. Like maybe we can revisit this in another 5 years,
Okay.
and hopefully he stays healthy throughout that time. Cause then it's like one of those, yo, remember how nice Mahomes was, but then he got hurt.
Okay.
It's like one of those like Derrick Rose in basketball, Penny Hardaway. Like they were on the path, and they got hurt.
Yeah.
But remember, Mahomes has actually won though. So
Yeah, Mahomes has 2 of them things, man. Mahomes is 2 for 3 in the Super Bowls, 100%.
because Derrick and Penny did it.
Yeah, they got injured, but yeah, Mahomes is 2 for 3 in Super Bowls right now, current champ. For MVP, I would take Tua, man. If he's healthy, I would put a flyer on Tua. I mean, Miami could win that division with the Jets being out. They have a just above average defense, and if they can hold their own against Buffalo, why not? And if he stays healthy, I mean, the Dolphins only go as far as him. I mean,
True.
if he has a good regular season, I mean, it's a regular season
And the
award.
cheetah can still do his thing. So
Well, they do play the Cowboys. I think it's American Thanksgiving.
that's gonna be an interesting game.
Yeah, but you could also take a flyer on Tua to get most passing yards. He's actually up by 7. No, let me read this correctly. Yeah, he's up 7 yards right now in first place against Kirk Cousins, who's at 708. Tua's at 715, but Tua's odds are plus 450, and Kirk Cousins and Mahomes are plus 350.
Huh?
But Mahomes could always change in a flick of a wrist or a snap. Just, he might throw 500 one day out of left field and it'll be his award again. He did win it last year.
And he gonna win it again.
You think so? I don't know, man. I don't know, but yeah, I would keep an eye on those 2 awards for NFL accolades. Tua for passing yards, and the only way he'll get the MVP is by literally winning that award. Yes, I took Justin Herbert beginning of the year for 5,000 passing yards. I don't know how.
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
I mean, it could happen. They don't run the ball to save their life, and they're 0-2 right now.
Unless he's gonna put up a bunch of empty stats.
He's at 534 right now, so we just need 4,500 more, Jay Herbo. We need 4,500 more with 16 games.
Well, good luck with that.
Sorry, 15 games. 15 games and 4,500 more. And a couple overtimes. Get a couple overtime games in there for stat padded. Remember when Tony Romo used to do that? Just used to game would be out of reach and he would just start stat padding.
Yeah. That helps with them career numbers of, yo, but he has this much yards.
Exactly.
It's like what DeRozan ended up saying the other day of people getting at him about his midi, and he don't shoot threes, but he's like top 40 all time in career points.
I know.
So, and who's actually slightly ahead of him for as great of a career as he's had? Steph Curry. He's only one spot ahead of him.
Steph Curry invented 3-ball shooting. He didn't invent it. He remixed it. Sometimes the remix is better than the original. I've said that before.
You've been saying that.
Yeah, sometimes.
But just think of the career that Steph Curry's had, that DeRozan is just behind him in career points.
Well, they started at the same time. They were in the same draft class.
I know.
Yeah, it's not a big surprise.
And it's like one of those. It's like it's Chris Paul, Steph Curry.
All right, I gotta get back to football. I gotta get back to football, man.
Going back to football.
All right, but how do you feel about the running back situation? Do you think the running backs are ever gonna get their value, or are they just become? Are they just become the? Are they just become the cheap labor now?
Cheap labor.
They're the guys at the factory plant. They be making like the premium with the union benefits, and then you go open a shop in a third world country and pay literally eighth of that for the whole staff.
Yep.
So you feel the same way?
Yep. Underappreciated.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I made a mistake. When I said the Dolphins and Cowboys would play on American Thanksgiving, it's a correction. It's not American Thanksgiving. It's Christmas Eve. They play on Christmas Eve. Miami and Dallas.
Well, get them ratings up, NFL.
Micah Parsons against the Cheetah.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
All right. Yeah. Any last words, Marcus, before we head out?
Mahomes for MVP.
Yes.
Let's see what else. The Cowboys will find a way to lose.
Okay. You say the Cowboys are gonna blow it. I say they're gonna at least make the NFC Championship game at best.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, one of us will be right.
And we can revisit this later.
Yes.
And we'll pull up the footage.
All right.
And someone's going to have to apologize.
We'll see about that one. I think it's going to be between, like I said, it's going to be between three teams in the NFC East. Sorry, the NFC. It's going to be between Cowboys, Eagles, and 49ers. Someone will have to play each other in the divisional round. And yes, that's the NFC. In the AFC, I got Kansas City. You know what? To be the champ, you got to beat the champs. I got Kansas City, Buffalo, and Miami.
I hope Buffalo. I like Buffalo.
And the Ravens are a sleeper. I would never rule out a healthy Lamar. I would never rule him out.
I just don't trust him staying healthy. Like Lamar, nice.
Yes, that's what I mean.
He has a talent.
Him and Tua, they got to be healthy.
Can he stay healthy?
Yes.
I just don't trust him. I'm sorry.
Yes.
You're a running quarterback.
Yeah, you got to learn how to slide sometimes or go out of bounds.
True that.
Yeah. All right, and that concludes our NFL episode for the Player Hand Degree podcast. You can check us out on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify, and stay tuned for our NBA episode that's coming up next for 2023-2024. That's going to be a hot one.
Peace.
Yo, you know what I realized, man?
What?
I had my glasses on in here halfway through, like in the beginning. I didn't even realize that. I was like, why do I